Colin and welcome to How to Paint Watercolors. So if you're ready, we'll get started and we'll paint this one. Hello and welcome back to How to Paint Watercolors with me, Colin. I've just stretched my paper, so I'm just taking some of the water off it and just leaving a thin layer on the front. I'll paint this one for Mary Birder. I hope I've pronounced your name correctly. Because we was having a discussion over the colour Seaver's Blue and Freshwater Blue, which is in the Turner range. You can use Freshwater Blue if you've got it. If not, you can use Seaver's Blue, which I'm using today. It's just that Freshwater Blue is just a little bit lighter, that's all. And in a pinch, you could use Cerulean Blue. I'll put some Naples Yellow in. And this is another, it's a Shades of Winter, this is number 2. Seaver's Blue Burnt Sienna with just a touch of Naples Yellow in it, just along the back here. Naples Yellow and Cadmium Orange. Yellow and a alizarin crimson. Strengthen it up along the top. Naples Yellow, Cadmium Orange. And now that you have that in, put a brush underneath the paper and remove any excess off. This will stop any runbacks forming. And we're just going to leave this to dry a little, otherwise if we put the background trees in whilst it's at this stage like this, it will just spread everywhere and you're not looking for that. Okay, so we'll give this about 5 minutes or so. Once again, Seaver's Blue and Naples Yellow with a touch of burnt sienna in it, just to grey it, and we'll just try this for spread, and we'll begin to put these very pale background bushes and trees in. And just along the bottom, some Naples Yellow, Burnt Umber and Seaver's Blue, but taken to a chocolatey brown side, and we'll just add some along the bottom, allow it to creep up. Softening it in. Same colour. Just dragging some tree trunks out through it, very faint. Pulling a little of the colour down towards the shoreline. Taking a stronger mixture of the same colour. This is more of a bluey grey, so you'll see the difference as this one goes on the front. So again, just soften it off. Indicating some bushes. Damp brush once again, softening the edges off. This is just a touch of Naples Yellow and alizarin crimson. Just dropping this in. Just pull a rigger brush through it. Soften the bottom off, and then we're going to leave this to dry, and then we're just going to clip the whole of the board down. So we're going to leave this to dry now. Okay, now that's dry, I'll just show you a little trick. If you feel that your paper's drying out too fast, and where it's unpainted, just run some water along it, and that will keep it nice and stretched. Some of you burnt umber and Naples yellow, and we're just going to put some twigs and little bushes in. I'm using a rigger brush. Making some a slightly different colour, just adding some of that grey mixture in. My goat hair mop brush, drying it off and breaking it open. Just want to take some of the brown colour. Once again, a Seaver's blue and burnt umber, but this is very grey. You can just begin to paint this large tree in here. I think this is an oak tree, it's very gnarly. Ultramarine, burnt umber with some alizarin crimson in. Just add this, gives your tree some depth and some variation. Stronger mixture of the same colour, but this is just the burnt umber and French ultramarine. I think you may find it easier, like I do, just to turn the board around for this. And you can begin just to pull your tree out. Once again, turn it round. Same colours, different kind of a tree this one. I'll just here soften these roots in, helps to attach it to the ground. Once again, just turn your board, rigger brush. Just going to add a tiny bit in, and just for a bit of variation, but I don't want too much. Slightly darker mixture of the same colour, but just adds a little bit more to your branches. Pull some roots out. Once again with a damp brush, just soften the roots in. And a little bit of the dark mixture. Touch one or two areas in. Dark mixture once again. Maybe there's a broken dead one here. Once again with a damp brush, soften the root system in. We're just going to let that dry. Now that your trees are dry, I just want to run some water along the edge of this back embankment here, and into that I'm going to take some of the brown, which is your Naples yellow, and the burnt umber. If you haven't got burnt umber, you can use burnt sienna. I'm just going to run it along the bottom, just almost like a pinprick, just till it hits the water, just to help form a sharp water line. Some clean water once again. It's going to wet the two areas of land where your trees are sat on it. And taking some of your pale grey, I'm just going to bring some shape to this land, leaving some white areas. I also want to take some of the Naples yellow and cadmium orange, just drop this in places, just to mimic the sky, bit of a reflection. Not much, just a little tiny bit. Soften this in. And once again along the bottom, I'll do the same with the darker mixture of the Naples yellow and burnt umber. You can begin to drop in the shoreline here. Just allow it to creep up. Once again on this side, just re-wet this landmass. Once again with some of your blue, your grey blue mixture. Also leaving some white patches once again. Once again with some of your brown colour. Bring some along the bottom of the edge. Change to my rigger brush for this, I think it's a little bit fiddly. And I might just add just a tiny bit of the real dark just to bring the edges out. Just burnt umber and French ultramarine, just to pull it slightly forward. I will leave a couple of suggestions at the end of this video for if you want to have a look at some more of the videos that I've made for YouTube, and I'll also leave a link in the description box where you can buy the turnip paint from that I'm actually using today. I think while we're here we can put this bottom section of snow in, so I'm just going to re-wet it, but I want to leave a gap, I think, where the line meets the water. I've left it about 5 minutes, we can carry on. Some of your grey mixture once again. I want to create some shape to this. Leave some white areas. Some of your cadmium orange and Naples yellow. And even with just a little drop of the pink, alizarin crimson and Naples yellow. Soften this in. Lift a little bit out. Then we're going to have to leave this to dry, then we can put the water in. Now that all your areas are really quite well dry, going to run some water into the water area. I'm just going back to my Naples yellow, the first original washes. I hope you can see that. All horizontal lines. Cadmium orange and Naples yellow. Naples yellow, Silver's blue, and just a touch of burnt sienna, just to grey it. Alizarin crimson and Naples yellow. Just strengthen up the cadmium orange just in the shoreline here. Just going to soften all this together, and I think we'll put a little streak in there of the shaft of the light coming through. And now we're going to allow that to dry. As you can see, the white lines are backfilled in quite some way. So now I'm just going to put some reflections in. I'm just going to run some water in. Taking some of the brown, I'm going to let it down because I don't want it too strong. Just do one side at a time. Taking some of your darker mixture, French ultramarine, burnt umber with some alizarin crimson. But I've let it down with some more water. Water once again. Softening the edge off. Just take some of the dark and you just flick in some grasses. I'm just going to put 3 birds in, I think. So I'm going to let this dry off now and then we can finish it off. Okay, the painting's completely dried now, and all I've done with this here is just put some wind streaks on the water with using a ruler and a simple craft knife and just scrape them in just to add a bit of sparkle to the painting. And we just need to put a bush in. If you've enjoyed this video, please click the like button and consider subscribing. All subscribers are welcome, and like I always say, it costs you nothing. And I'll leave a link in the description box to the other videos I've made, and if you click on that it will take you straight to them. And 2 grasses. And you get round to the best bit. This is where you get to sign it, mount it and frame it. So once again, I'd like to thank you very much for watching. So thank you very much.